it's pretty neat to be able to think up an idea, to create something from scratch and make it anything you want it to be. And quite frankly, what we've chosen to make this place is joyful.
Really excited for day 2 of Fate. Are you guys excited? A couple people, the Menlo, how do you usually refer to yourselves?
Menlonians.
Okay, the Menlonians are gonna introduce themselves in a minute, but I wanted to do one word check-in. Everyone knows how that goes, right?
Anxious to get started, no spaces. Yeah.
All right. Pumped. Stoked.
I'm interested.
Cold. Jittery.
Ecstatic.
Fired up. Excited.
Joyful. This place you're at is Menlo Innovations, and I am an entrepreneur. Our goal is to create joy in the world around software. That's what we've chosen to do, is assemble a team of people in this room that create software that one day gets out into the world and ends up being used by a lot of people, and it creates joy for those people in whatever they happen to do.
What we want to do now is kind of like in your groups, at your tables, just start brainstorming. And there's no such thing as a bad idea when you're brainstorming, you know? Like when you're thinking about a business, if you say, I don't know, just the craziest thing you can think of, write it down, you know? Everybody just kind of throwing out their idea.
That's usually a great place to start. Is there anything out in the world that really frustrates you and you want to fix?
I like the less heavy idea, but let's say I'm super lazy and I want to do no work.
I have a lot.
So what can we create, a machine potentially? Or some sort of system that would allow me to not carry it?
What's the problem that we're going to solve? You know, what if you always thought, man, I love my watch, but, you know, I wish.
So I'm not a musician. I mean, maybe I'd like to think that I'm more a journalist or an actor, though I do dabble. So what are some like everyday people? What are some things like that?
Wants a luxury. Someone who just has the expendable income that they just don't want to do their laundry.
So a persona is an archetype, an example of a representative user that might be out there somewhere in the world. And using the personas helps us separate what we feel as designers, or as creators, as entrepreneurs of a product, to really think about who's going to be using it in the end. You're going to be thinking of Marjorie or of Noah, and what would make them happy to use this? What's going to really solve their problem versus putting it in your perspective?
Edward is the basketball team washer. He washes the team's clothes.
Briefly share who your primary persona is.
His name is Jeff DuPont, our primary sorcerer. He's 15. He is street ball. He is Jumbo High School, the street ball player.
Yeah, duct tape is probably one of the best prototyping tools ever. There's so much you can do with duct tape. You could make a coat out of duct tape. So Pauline is actually one of our high-tech anthropologists here, and she is going to lead you through an exercise and launch you into making some prototypes. I can tell you this, more than anything else, as you go forward in life, the one thing you should be seeking are those things that make your heart sing. They come in little moments, those little joyful moments where there's a day, there's a moment, there's a minute where you are happier at that moment than any other time in your life, and that is telling you something about how you're made. I think ultimately that's what entrepreneurship is about. I believe the very successful entrepreneurs are the ones that found those things that made their hearts sing. Man, I think if we connect to kids at this age before life has had a chance to perhaps squish the creativity out of them, we can excite their imagination about their own future and get them on a path in life that really could change their lives and change the world. And I think that's what we're trying to do through our youth, wherever we are.
It went really great. It was so much fun. Everything is coming together well. I'm getting to know other people, and it's like just having fun with people, just getting to know how they think, how they react to stuff that you need to know. Never thought in a million years that I'll have experience like this, but it's a great experience. I love it, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
1, 2, 3.